sun is just phenomenal. Anyway, off we go. As we progress into winter, we're going to be doing more and more of this drive in the dark. See if I can get that phone holder a little bit out of the picture. There we go. And we're going to try another route to go north. Hey, the moose. Dad, we got the ad signs again. I don't know if Jerry was right. It's that way from now on or not. I haven't seen anything. Hey, Vern. I think that's the first time I've had it in my life. And of course, I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I can't stand it because I don't know anybody by it. If it just happens to be that your channel name is the same as your ad sign, I figure it out. But otherwise, I get lost. Yeah, winter. We're coming into fall pretty hard, and it's starting to get darker in the mornings. And so we'll be doing this drive in the dark for part of it coming up pretty soon. Um, we're going to head clear into Puyallup today, and then go up through Milton, and then get on I-5 up in Federal Way, and try and avoid the traffic mess on 167 that way. And hopefully we won't have the traffic problems we had last week. Although I was not, thanks, dickhead. That's called following distance. I was not late for my appointment. I just cut it way closer than I like to. Anyway, hopefully you guys are doing better, doing good this morning. It's supposed to be a sunny day today, but we had frost on the windshield this morning. Hi, Lee. How are you doing today, sir? Yeah, I had to sit and defrost the windows this morning. First time we've had frost so far this year. Of course, it won't be the last. We have frost most mornings up where we are once we start getting into the cooler temperatures. Yeah, this is where we would normally get on 167 going northbound, but we're avoiding that because that freeway is still closed because of the bridge strike. So 2 lanes are closed about 4 miles up. Every week I check on a tentative opening date, but they don't have one yet. like we got a pretty good backup here too. But this shouldn't be too bad. Each stoplight cycle pretty fast, and they give you pretty good time to get off the freeway. I really don't want this truck in front of me. Anyway, we didn't get to do Sibby's show on Sunday because she had to work. Um, did get the new camera up and working though, and I'm hoping to have another one before we go live again next Sunday. Um, I've got another camera and a remote gimbal that sits on top of a tripod, so I can control the camera that's out in front of her, as well as now I can zoom in from the one over the top of the table, and they have autofocus, so we won't have any more problems with being out of focus. And I don't think we're really extremely out of focus at any point, but we didn't have the ability to focus the cameras while we were live. So when she's trying to show you something up close to the camera, sometimes it would get fuzzy. So that'll be exciting. Which also means we're going to have 4 cameras up for sale here pretty soon. They're not great cameras, but they're good cameras. I think they cost me about 180 bucks new each. Um, Obviously, I won't sell them for that, but so if somebody wants a camera, when I get ready to, I'll post it on my post tab if that's legal. Otherwise, I'll find someplace else to post it and tell you where it is. They're nice little cameras. There. Oh, that's why they're revising this. What the hell are they doing? Wow, the bridge is gone. Oh no, it isn't. There it is. Um, there's a bridge to the left here that they replaced about 15 years ago. And rather than taking the old one apart, they just took it out and parked it over here next to this car dealership on the left. You may be able to see little bits of it sticking out over the top of that truck, but it's a full-size bridge, like that spanned the 70-foot river. Oh no, most of it is gone. How about that? They did take part of it down. Finally found somebody that would cut it apart. Hi, dear. It's frosty out this morning. Give yourself some extra time to defrost the car. Hey, Scully Pop, thanks for dropping by, buddy. We're going a completely different route today, and hopefully it will improve our troubles with traffic being on the other side. Go up through Milton and up past. Uh, I don't know what they're calling it. It used to be called. I think it still is kind of called Wild Ways, but there's also an amusement park with it. And it was locally owned for years and years and years and years, and then finally, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I guess Six Flags bought it. I don't know why though, because there isn't enough land available there to truly turn it into a Six Flags park. Hi, Karen. Thanks for coming in, dear. Um, and they have one kind of okay roller coaster, but nothing like you think of at Six Flags. Once we get north of Milton, then the name of this road changes to Enchanted Parkway. Well, no, they have a wooden roller coaster, but they also have a metal one that you can see from I-5 as you're driving up and down past it. And it's got one loop and one corkscrew. And I think the whole roller coaster takes you about a minute and a half to do a circuit. You do about 3 circuits on the ride. Well, maybe this is going to be bad for traffic too. 7:30 could be because of the school up here. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Traffic on the other side of the light's starting to move now, so we should progress. There we go. Hopefully we'll make the light. Come on, guys. Another 10 feet. Another 10 feet. There we go. All right. We made the light. Yeah. At least we got lots of billboards up here. This is the south end of Milton. Pretty quick, we're going to drive by a place where Sibby used to work. How about that? Air Pro moved. One of our competitors, kind of. Hey, Gary, thanks for dropping by, buddy. We're taking a different route today because last week we were badly stuck in traffic, and so I'm trying to find a better way around the bridge strike on Highway 167. All right, now, and of course, now that we're moving, I missed the stoplight. That's okay. At least now we're moving. This may pay off. I could run up here and then jump on I-5, and hopefully it won't be too bad. Trying to throw some video in on it. Cool. I'm excited to see it next week. Yeah, that's the way Sibby does it too. She comes up with a concept and then has to figure out how to put all the frames together with it. And in her case, she does them all with animation stuff or with single frames, and she has to draw all those. Yeah, knock on wood, this could pay off. Well, I, yeah, the beat, your other song is amazing. I love that one. Yeah, I'm just going by the mill right now. I figured we'd be able to see it, but you really can't because of that closed out video store. Yes, we just went by the restaurant Stevie used to work at. I was in hopes we'd be able to see the building as we came up the road, but we couldn't. Hey Simon, thanks for coming in, buddy. We weren't live Sunday night, Gary. Stevie had to work. Her replacement chef. She has to cook a couple nights a week. The rest of the time, there's another gal that does it, and the other gal was on vacation this week, so we did not go live this past Sunday night. So next Sunday will be our next live, and we should have two new cameras up and running by then. Now, depending on how bad I-5 is, this could be this could actually be faster than my normal route without the bridge stoppage. Cool. Yeah, she gets a 3-day week this weekend this week. Hey, Drunken Chef. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. In that case, I'm sorry. I misunderstood, Gary. Yeah, it's a little thick, but with changing outros every week to a different creator, she pretty much rewrites the outro song every week on our show. All the creators that come into the live, I make a list of, and then we spin a wheel at the end, and whoever comes up gets to be in the intro on the outro next week. Video to edit for work. I didn't know that. Uh, we'll take it right up here at the next stoplight and jump on the freeway. Oh, the stuff you did with the camera. Okay. And now we're in Federal Way. That's exciting. Not really, but I didn't realize you were actually videotaping stuff for work. I thought you'd taken it to go down to the pier. Now we'll get on the freeway and see how bad it is. Wow, looks like it's actually moving really good. Cool. Hey, Tiger. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. All right. Get over a few lanes here and jump on the gas pedal. Yeah. She has some rebellious children at work that are trying to do union negotiations without a union. I YouTube's at it again, I guess, for security reasons. I wish I could say I did something stupid, but I didn't do it. Hey, Nora, thanks for stopping in, honey. Yeah, I have a heck of a time with the at symbol. If you just happen to have your at sign that has something to or otherwise, I screw. You're gonna change your at. Yeah, those of us that know that that's Civvy and Civvy is the Munchie Mafia are all good. But if you don't know that the Munchie Mafia is Civvy, then you have no idea who that channel is. Have to start keeping records like Des does. She's got everybody written down. You almost need a spreadsheet to keep track of everybody. Oh, there you go. We had frost this morning on the windshields, Tiger. It's been cold overnight. High temps aren't getting much above 50. This is I had to stop for gas this morning, and as I pulled, hi Des, we were just talking about you and your record keeping with everybody having their at symbols up. Um, as I pulled out of the gas station, I looked back towards traffic that was coming towards me, and there was a phenomenal backlit view of the mountain. I just didn't get a chance to grab a picture of it at the beginning of the video. 36 in Walla Walla, that doesn't surprise me. Hey, stats. Yeah, actually, I don't know if this is excessively worse because of 167 and that closure, or if this is what's normal over here, unless obviously there's an accident or something. But this, other than the fact that I can't run the carpool lane up here, this this isn't bad. I lived in Walla Walla back in my disc jockey days. I worked at 3 radio stations down there. I know one of them's dark. I don't know if the other 2 are still going, but one FM and 2 AM. It's a carpool lane. Some of the carpool lanes here you can buy a good to go pass and basically pay to play, um, which I have one of. Unfortunately, this particular carpool lane does not have that access. Not like it would help very much at the moment anyway, because they're pretty well slowed down too. So, were you raised up here, Jerry? Oh, okay. You have to have 2 or more to be a carpool. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not worth it today. Usually, I run on this is I-5, which is a major north-south highway up and down the west coast. I usually run on a freeway down in the valley called Highway 167, but they had a semi strike one of the bridges going under it, and so 2 of the lanes are closed, which causes a huge traffic jam down there. Last week, I tried to go up back roads on the east side of 167 and was badly stuck in traffic the whole time. Substantially worse than what this is. Uh, so this week I figured I'd come over to the west side of 167 and try and come up, and this is actually working out. Uh, but on Highway 167, that carpool lane I can drive in, and they post a sign up, and the rate changes based on how much traffic there is. So you could pay anywhere from $1 to $15 to run the carpool lane as a solo occupant. Uh, and then there's a couple of different kinds of carpool stickers. One that's just a sticker, and then another type that you can turn on and off based on whether or not you have a. I don't believe West Valley is better than this year. We played that game last week. Um, yeah, get a helicopter. There you go. Um, Anyway, so you can see how much you're going to pay before you use it, and you can turn it on and off if you have a carpool. And at each of the carpool stations, or pardon me, at each of the indicator stations, there's a light that's hooked up to it, so the police can see that if you are a single occupant, that you do have a carpool sticker, and the light will blink as you drive by. And that's been the biggest problem, um, is people cheating in the carpool lane. They just extended, well, they extended it 3 years ago, but they just made the rest of that carpool lane hot. So it comes all the way up from the south end. It used to only come up from basically from Federal Way up. Uh, and it was just a sticker and a system that would read that the sticker was there. And in putting in the extension down to the south end now, they've changed the system so that it's got photo cameras on it. So now, if you don't have a sticker, it's going to take a picture of your license plate, your car, and they're going to mail you a fee ticket to pay for using the carpool lane, which will cause people who shouldn't be there and don't have a sticker to stop running the carpool lane, which will improve traffic in the carpool lane. Yeah, the actual only problem with that is helicopters coming in and out of downtown Seattle, other than a medical emergency, are very difficult to do. We've done a few helicopter lifts into the city of Seattle on big tall buildings when we have to change out equipment on the roof. And it basically takes an act of God to get clearance to do it. They're not enforceable in Texas. Oh, they're enforceable here, and the fines will double and then quadruple, and then they'll pull your driver's license and your car registration. Well, that's just 59 minutes to Seattle. Yeah, they now have cameras on all the transponders. I pointed out the bigger, for lack of a better term, sensing stations. The difference in the two sensing stations on some of my older lives, and I'm sure I'll point them out again uh, when we're running back down there, or actually on the trip back, because I can go down 167 going that way. Well, I'm coming up to the Kent off ramp right now, and this is the traffic that I'm used to right up here. Yeah, I get those emails too. I have a carpool sticker. There's no reason for me to ever get a good to go fine. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the green signs, but those are the green signs for that exit ramp. And it's usually pretty much like this, and just about until South Center, Tukwila. Yeah, you never run the carpool lane on 167. The other place that we use these good to go passes is we've got two toll bridges. Uh, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge going over is free, but if you're coming back from the peninsula, you get charged. There's a toll station there, so you can stop and pay cash. Or if you have a good to go pass, you can just run through the lights and it'll charge your account. And then the Highway 520 floating bridge is a toll bridge, and it's got cameras and sensors for the good to go pass. So if you drive across there, it'll ding your account or it'll send you a bill. Yeah. Oh yeah. I get a phone call at least once a week. Have you thought about selling your house? I've thought about it. I want $6 million for it. If you want to pay me that much, it's yours. My house value is based on how much I want to move. And to be honest, I can't imagine living anywhere else. I mean, there we go. Now we're starting to move and traffic's breaking up a little bit. All the people that got off in Kent, um, we live in a real life Mayberry RFD for those of you who are old enough to remember that show. Everybody knows everybody. Uh, if you see a kid screwing up in the street, you grab him by the arm and drag him home, and the parent doesn't say, "Get your damn hand off my kid." He says, "What the little shit do now? And did you already take care of it, or do I need to punish him?" But under that same theory, if a little kid crashes off his scooter out in front of the house, you got three parents running out to see if he's okay. Yes, the vandalism incident. That was actually quite funny. Wasn't funny that they vandalized it, but it was funny how it all played out. Turns out we also called the cops on a goat up the hill. We have a goat on the other side of the creek when it screams. It sounds like it's saying, help, 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 help. And when the cop got there, he agreed. It was somebody was screaming help. So he went to go find out what it was and came back and said it's a goat. But it sounded like somebody in trouble and was screaming for help. Yeah, turned out to be a bear. And our three-legged bear is still around, but it's one town over. Um, we had a three-legged bear that was running around Wilkeson for a while, and then nobody heard from him for quite a while, and all of a sudden he showed up over in Buckley. Was the bear hurt, or was the bear just making noise? Inquiring minds want to know. The guy in the Tesla next to me, first of all, is by himself in the carpool. Second of all, the Tesla is driving his car. He does not have his hands on the wheel. He's just sitting there with his arms crossed. Is that the green spray bottle stuff? Stevie just texted me a list for groceries. Nice signal, dude. Well, I'm trying to identify what it is you're after, or is there a particular brand? It really is kind of funny that the animals can sound like hurt people or people in need. We did find out something exciting this week. Walmart now does delivery stuff to our house. I've been waiting for Safeway to do that for years, and they haven't. And yesterday afternoon, I saw a Walmart delivery truck. So I went looking, and lo and behold, yes, Walmart does deliver to our house. Yeah, hopefully you don't. One of our little old people went to the hospital and was diagnosed with COVID. She's been talking with them. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I mean, it's like a $10 fee to get it delivered within the next 4 hours. If you want it within the hour, it costs you $20. But if you're baking a cake and need eggs, you can in an hour you can have them. And for us, that's a push. It's going to take you half an hour to drive down to Walmart, at least 20 minutes in Walmart to get them, and a half hour to drive back. Figure your time and gas, it's probably worth it. Yeah, I didn't dig that far into it. I just went and looked, put the address in, and it said, when do you want it delivered? All right, honey, hopefully the puppies don't give you a lot of grief. Now we're moving. Blanket fort, yeah, yeah. Sounds like one. Okay, move over. Big one. Yes, very cold this morning. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into it further. You see brake lights up ahead, so I better but over a few lanes. back in the traffic. Google Maps says crash, 6 minute delay. Well, the variable speed signs still say 40, so we must be moving okay. Because they're usually when it's stop and go, it drops down to 30 miles an hour. There's a 30-mile-an-hour one. And we're actually moving pretty good. This isn't bad. Yeah, this isn't bad. I think that was the wind coming up this way. Uh, yeah, I'll keep an eye on what they're doing on 167. Uh, and until that reopens, I'll go this way because that's definitely made good time. Yeah, this isn't bad. Cool. All right, we got about another 6 miles, give or take, to our off ramp. Two houses down here in the weeds on the right, which would be kind of cool to be down there with nobody around, but uh, it'd probably be a bear to get down there in the snow. to get down off the hill or to be stuck in there when it snows. Naked and freezing. Yeah. Yeah, I got to get the hang of shopping at Walmart. So I got to figure out the brands and what to buy from what I can get from Walmart comparatively. You don't generally buy store brands on a lot of crap. Um, and Safeway is loose. Like for instance, Lucerne milk. If I buy Lucerne milk, I'm gonna bump over it. Let me do it in a second. Um, the expiration date is always a week out. If I pay an extra dollar a half gallon and buy Darigold milk, the expiration date is 3 weeks out. So that kind of stuff, I don't know if Walmart carries the Darigold milk, carries the name brand milk. So I have to figure all that kind of stuff out. Um, but that won't be hard. I just have to do it. Considering I just figured this all out yesterday. Oh, they have your favorite Greek yogurt. Oh, Greek yogurt. That was cool. There's a Learjet taking off from Boeing Field headed northbound, which they don't take off going northbound very often out of Boeing Field. Yeah, Walmart is everywhere. I bet that would be Hinge. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that Walmart's coming out to us. I mean, we're 15 miles, 17 miles away from Walmart. So I was kind of surprised when I saw the truck. I thought maybe somebody's coming home for lunch that drives for Walmart, something. So I went and downloaded the app, and I got a service. Uh, I got an email I got to look at here in a minute, but I'll wait until we're done. Um, yeah, I downloaded the app and looked, and lo and behold, they are indeed delivering to Wilkinson. So that's cool. I mean, it's not like it's that big a deal. I only hit the grocery store on Tuesdays when I'm out anyway. But oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It just it may very well be that they do that here too. That was actually kind of funny last night. As the Amazon truck showed up, dropped off my two packages. Then about 20 minutes later, a guy in a Toyota pulled up and dropped off the one package for Susan. Like, really? You couldn't send them all together? Cool, Jerry. I figured you were doing something, buddy. I appreciate it, sir. I really do. I appreciate everybody that comes in here. I get awfully bored on these drives, although I would be talking to myself if I wasn't talking to you guys. So, yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm going to look into Walmart, though, because there are definitely times when I forget something at the store, and then I could go grab that one item and then grab a few more things that we do need, and that would make it worthwhile. As other than trips to the drive-in pharmacy and the drive-in smoke shop, the only time I'm out is on Tuesdays. And the puppy dogs always require to ride along on those trips. We've discussed it, and they like to go. I'm kind of working on getting over a lane here, but this guy in this Steamcast truck is not making it easy. There we go. Now I can go right behind this here Tesla. Yeah, but with prices these days, 30, you can order two items and have 35 bucks. Whoa, dude, that was a little tight there, Bubba. Thank you, Karen. This is been right along. All right, now you've got one more. Get out from behind this jackknife in the Suburban. Hi, Wanda. Thanks for coming in. I'm just blabbing on my way to Seattle. there's blue lights on the right. Maybe that's our accident with the 60. That's kind of a misleading sign. Spokane, 2 miles. Yeah, but it's not. Spokane's 500 miles away. And there's downtown Seattle. Actually, you know what? I guess we did get a pretty good rain through here 2 days ago, and that's knocked most of the smoke out of the air. I was going to say, yeah, the smog isn't too bad. Smog, smoke, all in the air. But yeah, I mean, I can actually see the Olympic Mountains on the other side. Not a lot of snow over there either. Well, that's unusual. Yeah, my oil pressure gauge has been pretty much working consistently since the last time I got it out of the shop. And a couple of days ago, it went off for a few seconds. Um, and anytime it does it, after not doing it for a long period of time, I would stop and check the oil just to be safe. And it was only half a quart low. No reason, it wasn't even to the ad mark yet. So I knew it was the gauge doing its stupid thing again. And then it quit. Now it just did it again twice or 3 times, whatever it was. And now it's working. So stupid. I am every Tuesday. I have to go up to the wound care center for my foot. Um, I don't know how much you know. If you want the story, I'll rattle it off real quick. Um, so I go live on the drive up, and then a couple hours later, hour and a half later, usually around 11 a.m. Pacific time, I go live on the way back. So I'm driving to Seattle, and that's what we're coming into right now is downtown Seattle. Seattle, Washington. All right, have a safe drive. Hopefully, Sydney didn't give you a lot of grief. Anyway, we got about 2 more miles, and then I'm going to grab an exit, and we'll go over to the hospital, and then we'll shut it off because I got to go to the parking garage. And to be honest, I made the time today was in the first place. It wasn't 59 minutes to Seattle like that sign said. It was 32 minutes. Wow, Lake Taps Electric is up here. What the hell are they doing up here? Sorry. Atlantic Canada time is 12. Yeah, it's 8:43 here. Um, so good afternoon, not good morning. Yes, that is the famous spitting dog. So the famous spitting dog is Cindy Lou Who. Her whole litter was named after the Grinch that stole Christmas. We do have an older one, and you'll see her pop up in other videos from time to time. And her name is Dory, like the fish, because she has the same mental capacity. Dude, you're from Idaho. You need to go over the other way to go back to Idaho. You need to get your walk-in adjusted, honey. I know a company that can fix that for you. All right, we got to start working our way over here. There's one. Now I got to grab one more. Um, yeah, I enjoy live drives also. You can see all of the buildings. The tallest one is the Columbia Center, which was the tallest building west of the Mississippi for about 30 seconds. Um, you're so mean to her. Now, in all honesty, I don't believe Dory can understand what she's saying, but she reacts like she does. So I pat her on the head and tell her, Mom's just giving her grief. But they're funny little dogs. They are Tibetan Spaniels, which is a rare breed, actually. It's one of the three breeds that the Tibetan monks raise. Um, they raise Tibetan Mastiffs, which are great big. The ones, if you've ever seen some of the big, huge, hairy, like Saint Bernard, hairy, vicious-looking dogs, those are Tibetan Mastiffs. Um, and they were for just that, guard duty. Um, they raise Tibetan Terriers, and those are ratters. They chase rats and squirrels, and they were pest control. And they stayed inside the monasteries. And Tibetan Spaniels. And Tibetan Spaniels are watchers. And they would sit up in the tops of the turrets of the castle and watch uh, and watch everything that's going on around them. And when they see something that change in their field of vision, they alert on it, and then the masters would go out and eat it. Speaking of helicopters coming into Seattle, there's one coming in right now. That's a medevac chopper. That's why he's coming in. Yeah, other than medical emergencies, choppers aren't allowed in Seattle. They're allowed a lot of medical. All right, Wanda, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, ours do too, Karen. I think they're people, or they think we're dogs, and I never figured that out. They're such funny little creatures, and they're so loyal. Um, the whole watcher part of it gets a little obnoxious with ours. They like to be outside. We do not have a fenced backyard because we are on Gale Creek. So if they want to go outside, they go out on lead, and we're out in the front yard. And so if a neighbor walks by with their dog, they of course have to alert and tell the other dog not to come over. And they go into attack mode to protect us, which is a little annoying but kind of funny. And the neighbors all know it's coming when they're walking by the house with their dogs. Every now and then somebody will have a new puppy in, and our two will scare the hell out of the new puppy. Everybody feels bad except our dogs, obviously. Yeah, bump, 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 bump. Yeah, exactly. That doesn't surprise me. It's really just downtown. Mercer's kind of off to the north a little bit. Um, but coming into downtown, it takes, like, seriously, a big stack of paper in order to bring a chopper into downtown, other than medical flights. I think the last time we did it, our permits cost us over $4 grand. Of course, we're hanging an 800-pound piece of equipment off the bottom of the chopper, but All right, around the corner. Okay, guys, I got two more stoplights, and then we're going to hit the parking garage. So we're going to bring this one to a close, and I should be back around 11 a.m., give or take a little bit. Love y'all. Thanks for being here. And